the spark of summer. The air smelled of cut grass and anticipation. It was the 4th of July, and the whole town was waking up to a hum of excitement. Ember helped Silas pull the heavy decorations from the attic. Together, they began to drape the porch in stripes of red and white, marking the start of the big weekend. While the sun climbed higher, the town square transformed. Silas headed into the center of town to help the neighbors. He carried a heavy wooden crate filled with ribbons and bows, his boots clicking rhythmically on the cobblestones as he greeted everyone he passed. Then came the music. The parade marched down Main Street with a rhythmic thrum of drums. Ember sat high above the crowd on Silas's shoulders, her heart beating in time with the brass band. From her high vantage point, the world looked like a sea of waving hands and bright colors. Near the park, they found Clara at her lemonade stand. The ice clinked against the glass pitchers like tiny bells. Ember handed over a shiny coin, and Clara poured a tall, frosty drink that tasted like sunshine and tart sugar. It was the perfect cure for the midday heat. There was so much to do before the picnic, and Silas noticed Clara needed a hand. The two of them worked together to move the heavy refreshment trays to the long tables under the oak trees. Even with the work, their laughter drifted through the warm afternoon air. When the shadows grew long, it was finally time for the feast. Ember and Silas found a patch of soft clover and spread out their favorite checked blanket. They sat together, biting into thick wedges of watermelon, letting the cold juice drip as they watched the sky turn from blue to gold. As the sun dipped below the trees, a hush fell over the park. The first stars began to peek out, but Ember was looking closer to the ground. She wandered into the tall grass, watching the tiny magical lanterns of fireflies begin to blink on and off. Suddenly, a whistle pierced the air. Zip! Silas pointed toward the horizon, just as a giant flower of crimson light bloomed against the dark. Ember gasped, her face lighting up in the glow. The fireworks had finally begun, painting the night with sparks of wonder. The finale was a symphony of light and sound. The sky turned into a kaleidoscope of gold, purple, and green. Ember watched the cascading sparks fall like glitter from the stars, feeling the deep thump-thump of the explosions in her very chest. The celebration ended with a quiet walk home through the cooling night. The streets were still, and the smell of gunpowder lingered faintly in the breeze. Ember held Silas's hand tightly, her head heavy with sleep, and her heart full of the magic of the weekend.